So what I want to talk about today is crisps. You may have seen my other video on the best to worst chocolate bars, where the idea was that sometimes we just want a treat, we want to eat, we want to rush, we're really hungry, we're out there on the street, we need to eat something. So sometimes we're going to pick a chocolate bar, and as you would have seen in the video, there's a big difference between one type of chocolate bar versus another, almost 3 times the difference in calorific terms. So taking that same theory, what about a packet of crisps? So the idea is, if not should I eat a packet of crisps or not, but if I'm going to eat something on the street, if I'm going to eat badly, is there a big difference between, say, one packet of crisps to another? And as I did with the chocolate, what I'm going to do is, and what I've done, is I've gone to a couple supermarkets, grabbed a packet of crisps, all the ones on that are available, and then I've looked to see what is the best, what is the worst. The idea being, when it comes to best or worst, I'm thinking of going along the lines of purely in calorific terms. You can make other arguments about foods in it, chemicals in it, but reality is, if you're sticking to a healthy diet, you're probably not going to be eating crisps. If for one reason or another you're having some, then what's the best option you can do? And for me, it's going to be the calorific terms. So is there a difference between one packet of crisps to another? Well, let's take a look. So you can see what we've got down here is, we've got 13 different packets of crisps, and what you'll find is there's a big difference. So we're going to start off with the best ones in calorie terms, which is the lowest. The lowest 3 we're going to get are these very light crisps, things like Quavers. We've got Snack and Jacks, and what I found recently, which I've never seen before, but what's it called? Topcorn, which I'm guessing is popcorn. Technically not a crisp, but it's close enough for me or you. It's, in a packet and grabbable. These are literally like 110 calories per bag, so not much to them, and very closely next to them we've got things like Squares. I remember these from my childhood. And we've got another classic from my childhood, What's-Its. So all of these 5 packets of crisps are all under 150 calories, so, is that high, is it low? Well, it's all relative. In real terms, it's not the most, calorie dense, snack you're ever going to get. Think of that Yorkie bar, which was the top of the chocolate list, was 300 calories. So you can almost get 3 packets of crisps for that. But what you'll see with some of the crisps coming up is some of them are much more higher calorific. So, they're going to be the better ones, 100, 120 calories, not much to it at all. The next and the main bulk of crisps, and most sizes of crisps are going to be in this next zone, between 150 up towards 200 calories. So we've got things like a packet of Doritos, we've got more famous Walker's version. So pretty much all Walkers are the same, be it salt and vinegar, be it corn cocktail, they're all coming in about 170 calories or so. We've got Hula Loops, again 175 I think, something like that calories. And then I've never heard of these before, but Tyrrell's, again in that zone, 150 to 200 calories. So it's what I call an average size snack. Most chocolate bars, for comparative terms, come in at around about 2 to 250. That's your average chocolate bar size. You can see most crisps I've gone through so far are in that sort of zone. Then the final batch of crisps we got are back up to that sort of zone. These are all above 200 calories, up towards 300. So we got things like McCoy's. Again, for most crisps, you've got to check it yourself, but the actual flavour won't really make a huge difference. We've got another Tyrrell's here. We've got Monster Munch. All of these are up here. So Monster Munch is 250 calories in this, so equivalent to a chocolate bar. And then finally we've got these mini cheddars that are up there too, 280 calories in one of those. So you can see the lower to the highest calorie. A couple of things I want to bring up for you to be aware of when it comes to crisps, and it applies to other foods as well. One is that different size packets exist. So a packet of crisps is not the same. So something like this weighs about 25 grams. This I think is 22 grams. While other packets of crisps, they weigh 50 grams, which explains why certain foods have more, certain packets of crisps have more calories within them, because they are heavier. So it's still one packet of crisps, but it looks the same, but it's a lot heavier in that sense. So that's why the calorie things exist. So it's something to be aware of. Also, with a lot of crisps now, so some of the numbers I've been giving you, things like Monster Munch, for example, I went around 3 shops and I couldn't find one shop where it wasn't 20% bigger. So this is why this is 250 calories. Yeah, a normal Monster Munch is 200 calories, but of course you can't get hold of a normal Monster Munch. It's irrelevant, the normal little packs are 200 calories. So you'll find that's quite common, especially in those meal deals. You'll often see the packs are 20% bigger. So in like Walker's Crisps, then that goes from like 170 up to 280 calories, because the packs are quite a chunk bigger. I think they're 30% bigger, 25, something like that in that respect. So that's definitely something to be aware of. Another one is that you might think, well, I'm just going to get a light looking pack. Well, again, sometimes you can get caught out because you've got something like a Cheesy Watts, which is a pretty small looking pack. Whether that comes up on the camera, I'm not sure. 120 calories, but then these mini cheddars are also the same sort of size. We put them next to each other. You'd probably say that the mini cheddars are a little bit smaller. Again, not sure if it comes across on camera. But this has got almost 280 calories in it. So it's almost 2.5 times more food in a mini cheddar pack than in a What's It pack. And this is what I've been talking about in the whole concept. I'm going to have one pack. Then, it's not the best thing to be having. You're going to do less damage if it's 120 calories versus 270. And mentally, remember this is more about mentally, you still have that one pack. So you've greatly reduced the damage by a factor of 1.5 or whatever like that. So that's an important aspect. Another thing to touch on is that not all brands are the same again, because for example you've got this Tyrrell's lightly salted, which is 170 calories versus Tyrrell's, where's it gone? Sea salt and vinegar. And the sea salt and vinegar's got about 80 different extra calories on board. So what does that mean? Basically it means you can have another half a pack of that and you get the same thing. So even though it's the same looking brand, same looking thing on surface, you can see that those differences exist. The very final thing I want to touch on just before I leave you is, again, is this a packet of crisps? Well, it's a Pringles. It looks like a packet of crisps, but it's 1,000 calories worth of crisps. And again, where this weighs 50 grams, 45 grams for that, this weighs 200 grams. So as a result, there's almost 1,000 calories in a box of Pringles. And the question comes, if you have one packet of crisps, do you stop at one? If that's the case, then yes. If you don't, then, we're going to have to factor in what are 2 packets of crisps. Maybe you have 2 packets of salt and vinegar, that's 340 calories. What I found personally, and what a lot of people find with Pringles, as the advertising slogan goes, once you pop, you can't stop. If you have one of these and it leads to all of them, then obviously you're going to be eating 1,000 calories. So it's again another factor. You'll often find that with packets, you literally will have 1 or maybe you'll have 2 and that'll be it. With one of those boxes open, you might just eat the whole thing. And if that's the case, then you definitely want to keep that out of your nutritional environment. And this is exactly what we talked about with biscuits before on the 5 foods under a pound. Nobody has one biscuit. You have one biscuit and you've eaten the whole pack, and before you know it, you've eaten 1,500 calories. That's bad news for the body. So hopefully I found that helpful. The lightest crisp you're getting about 110, 120 calories per pack. The most are up to 250, 300. If you're opening a box of Pringles and you're eating it all, you're about to neck 1,000 calories. So choose wisely, and hopefully that'll help you, stray a little bit, but not damage the body so much when you do it. As ever, subscribe below. Any questions, just contact me, and I'll catch you soon.